Hey everyone, welcome to IJustWatched. It's your boys, and we're here to talk WandaVision episodes 7 and 8. We did the last 4 episodes in 2 parts just because they were extremely connected, but more so just because we're really just building up to episode 9, which is, if it's not 18 to 19 hours long, I'm going to be sad. But
if it ain't a 3-hour movie, I ain't watching it.
All I'm saying is that if episode 9 isn't 4 to 5 hours long minimum, I'm watching it. I'm watching no matter what. But I'm going to be sad because it's going to end too quick. But with that being said, I got to hit you with the usual, which is hopefully you like this video because you hit that like button, click subscribe to stay tuned to see more of our shenanigans, and hit the little bell to get notified when those shenanigans get released. That being said, let's talk WandaVision episode 7 and episode 8. Episode 7 was interesting. It revealed, like, its biggest reveal is something we all were guessing, including, y'all. We were all already guessing at, which is that neighbor, Agnes, was always Agatha Harkness. Mm-hmm. It just clearly showed us that. It gave her, like, the purple color scheme. We see the magic. We get all that, which was cool. And then you got to see, like, she was the one who was doing, like, the recording and broadcasting it and stuff. So she was the one involved. And she also revealed that she wasn't there from the get-go, but she showed up because I guess Wanda was just using some stupid power level of magic. And it was interesting to see that. It kind of revealed a little bit more. We find out that Pietro, we were right, that Pietro wasn't an X-Men ref. It was like just a nod for the audience, but in the universe itself, it was just...
Yeah, it was not an actual connection. It
yeah.
wasn't a connection to the actual X-Men.
Yeah.
It was honestly just a big nod.
We see a book. And I've heard rumors that it might be the Darkhold, which would be awesome. Mm-hmm. But we talked about it because the original creator of the Darkhold is it Chthon? Is that Chthon? Who's basically like Shumagorath and Cthulhu. Basically, there's these super ancient beings of magic, like godlike creatures who are just straight up evil. And Chthon is like the god of chaos, and Shumagorath and Cthulhu are kind of like intertwined gods of chaos, but like also death. It's weird. They're just super powerful creatures. And if you think about it, didn't they reference Cthulhu in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
In a sense, because there's
like the whole Hydra thing.
Yeah, because there's a character in the comics who basically looks like literally like an octopus.
Yeah.
But he literally just looks like a Cthulhu. So
yeah.
basically, and that's I understand what they call themselves Hydra because of the mythical monster.
Yeah.
But honestly, their thing is is literally a skull with a bunch of octopus tentacles.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Cthulhu.
Pretty much. But no, so that's interesting. And then of course, like just seeing that how powerful Agatha like is coming off as, excuse me. Mm-hmm. And then more so we see Vision and Darcy are she's catching them up, and then more so we get the birth of Photon. Mm-hmm. That was actually really cool just to see like that character literally be born, become to her own. Like now she's gonna have to learn how to use her powers and her capabilities and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Small nod, like when she takes off the astronaut suit, it's like the black and white sword shirt, which is like a nod to like her black and white outfit.
Yeah, the Photon outfit that she has.
So I thought that was like a neat, like we're getting there type.
We're getting to that. I think the one thing that was weird is because in the comics she's more of a neutral party. Like yeah, she does have ties with Mephisto, but she's actually more of a neutral party. Well, here a lot of people were saying like, why do we get this like evil version of her, and like what's with the whole like I killed a puppy too, like I'm that bad. I'm like, oh, like people were like upset about it. Like me personally, I'm like,
see,
like
I always thought she was because I always thought she was one of his Mephisto's like lackeys. Mm-hmm. So I just like. You can't work with Mephisto and not be like a bad guy. Like let's be honest.
I mean, yeah,
she would do shit for him.
Yeah,
thus making her bad. But I mean, I kind of like where they're going with the character. Like it kind of gives Wanda someone to fight with. Even though I think Wanda would whoop her ass if it wasn't for her basement. That being said, let's jump into episode 8.
That being said, let's jump over to episode 8.
Where episode 8 is hard damn.
Episode 8 through and through is just nothing but like
it's beautiful.
It's what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, it's answers to questions we didn't know we had.
This is the climax, so now we're just waiting for the end.
Just that beautiful, like... Mm-hmm. And the thing is, episode 8 is the longest episode so far. It was like 46 minutes.
45 minutes.
So it's the longest one we've had so far. And just front to back, so you're in the basement, and you find out that obviously, the opening, for one, just seeing Agatha's backstory when the Covenant's trying to, like, I guess, burner.
We get like a small back story about her.
Yeah, in Salem.
Yeah, and like in the witch trials back in like
except she was put on trial by her own coven. Because she was doing shady shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just wild just to see like how she switched it up, drained them, and we see the body drop. I was like, oh damn, wild to see that because it's something we don't really get to see. And it was like all in, like they're like, this is magic, we're going all in, which is great. I'm excited to see more of that. Like now it just opens the door for all kinds of demons, creatures, and magical entities.
We get right off the bat, we get to see a lot more magic. We get to see
kind of an
more of a supernatural aspect. Honestly,
just she's all about figuring out how Wanda was able to how she's so powerful to create this whole town and have magic on autopilot at the very edge, like away from her. Like she's just trying to. We don't know why. I have a guess, but we don't know why she's so interested. Because she doesn't care about Wanda in the sense like, I want you to be bad, or it's just like, I just want to know how you're accessing this power level.
Like this level of magic.
She needs it for whatever reason.
Because she's saying like it's like magic is something that you have to like learn. And shit.
She goes through little things.
And then she saw little spells that that you can do and stuff.
That Wanda was literally doing without thinking.
Without even thinking, and then it multiple at the same time.
Exactly.
So she, like you said, she wants to know how is she doing this.
Yep. Because the very beginning of that episode, the way she's like, because she talks to the bunny for a sec, and she said we, and then she like feeds him the cicada or whatever. Like, I think that bunny. It doesn't sound weird, but I think that bunny is like a weakened state of Mephisto. And the reason she wants to know how she has that much power, because I think she's trying to find a way to get Mephisto back to full power. Obviously, that's just a random fan theory. Like, it's another way to bring Mephisto in.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, I think that... I forgot. And Senor Scratchy, the bunny, I think no matter what, that is a character. Like, because it's been so involved in everything. Mm-hmm. The way she takes care of it. At the very end, she literally said we. She talked to the goddamn bunny. So that bunny has to be somebody, like her husband or whatever it is. It's a character that we're gonna see later. But then the biggest thing is we go through memory lane. We for the first time ever we get to see Wanda and Pietro with their parents, and in Sokovia when the bomb hits, and even more so we find out that Wanda had her powers from the jump.
Because she said like we see the whole montage and she's reaching for the bomb.
Yeah.
Agatha stops us and says, "Why'd you put your hand up?"
No, she was like, you kept that bomb from exploding, and she's like,
no, I didn't.
I didn't. And she's like, how long were you there? They're like 2 days. She's like, what is it?
A probability hex. Which is exactly what Wanda's powers are in the comics. They're called probability hexes.
So like seeing that, I was like, oh damn. And then if you like kind of look at that scene again, when the first explosion happens, Wanda gets blown to the ground, right? Pietro's gone. And then when you see him, he's coming from a different part of the room, unscratched. So, like, in a sense, I think naturally his powers moved them out of the way because he's so quick. Mm-hmm. And then her power, like, she's kept the bomb from blowing up.
So with that being said,
we jump to the next part.
Yeah.
When we see Hydra, and you see how she volunteered, and the Mind Stone, the scepter, and the Mind Stone, and for one, it just comes to her, and going to what you always said with the Killian thing unlocks like the brain. It unlocked her like full potential. You even see her like Scarlet Witch form coming towards her with the crown. I was like, whoo, bro, I yelled.
We honestly just saw just a shadow of it.
Yeah, silhouette.
The silhouette, and it's already. I'm like, that's glorious.
Yep, and you can see like the clothes. Like we were both like, ooh, like we were just like, ooh.
And yes. I think one thing you were saying, like whenever we watched it, we were like, "Why is the Mind Stone doing that? It shouldn't be doing that." And I said, "The Mind Stone in the MCU is sentient."
Yeah.
In a sense, most of the stones in the MCU are sentient.
Yeah.
In the comics, the Soul Stone, I believe, is the only one that's sentient because it requires souls. But in the MCU, they made all the stones sentient, which makes sense because they all create an entity.
Yeah. Originally, it was this entity that got fucking split up.
Exactly. So that was
not a bad idea. Like, I like it. It was just interesting to see. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So we get that. We get that whole thing with the stone.
Yeah.
And
which was wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then like even more so, it shows us another like memory, and it literally tells us how we get to Westview and everything when she goes to Sword. And I'm assuming you guys have been watching the show, when director Hayward shows them Wanda busting in there and stealing Vision and blah blah blah. We see the legit version. She asked, he showed her, she didn't steal him. Hayward's a dick, And we find out that Vision bought them this piece of land to grow old in Westview. And Westview looks like it never recovered from the blip. That's what it looked like. And that's when her emotions overtake. She blows up. Next thing you know, we got episode 1.
Yeah, exactly. And
you know what I mean?
not even just that, but we see her use her alter her reality powers to create Vision out of nothing.
Yeah, that was like lit. And the thing is, when everything she does is red, when she created him, you see the yellow of like the Mind Stone type shit. So my thing is, did she just create a physical representation of his consciousness? You know
exactly.
What I mean?
Did she create did she create Vision's consciousness out of the consciousness of herself?
Yeah.
And is that conscious gonna be able to use for later on in the future?
Because like when he was leaving the Hex, we thought he was just decaying. He wasn't. He was being pulled back in because outside the Hex he doesn't exist.
Exactly.
And then being said, we find out that she never took the body.
She never took
the actual body. We were right, 100%. Hayward literally creates White Vision at the end of this episode.
Oh yeah. So we get right at the post credits, and he literally creates Project Agatha was literally White Vision,
exactly,
which we said it was gonna be,
exactly.
And he looks exactly like how he's supposed to be.
Yeah, straight up Vision, white, and then you see like the little blue right here. And the thing is, they reanimated his body using her energy. So just adding on to that guess is like a way they could bring Vision back more permanently. Is now that she has his consciousness, she can maybe combine it with his body, and you kind of get like a rebirthing of Vision in a different way. It's going to be interesting to see, because obviously Hayward's one of the main bad guys. The White Vision is going to be the muscle of the main bad guys. But then on top of that, that's just the people problem. We're going to have a supernatural problem with Agatha, and of course we want it to be Mephisto, but whoever they bring, you know what I mean? Like whatever creature, demon, hell lord, whatever happens with that, like that's gonna be like episode 9 is gonna be wild. And we know that the ending is gonna be a huge cliffhanger, which leads to Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness.
One thing is that we finally get Wanda's title.
Oh yes, at the very end. And it was funny because we were both like it's probably gonna be like at the end of the show or something. We've just been waiting for it, and that's when Agatha's like, "This is chaos magic, and we thought you were a myth. You shouldn't exist. That makes you Scarlet Witch." And we're like, "Ah, shit, yeah!" Like, I was yelling.
I mean, yeah, no, because we finally get her title, and we get it in the form of like, you know, she represents an old.
Like legend,
sorceress,
a legend amongst legends,
a mythical sorceress, you know, that uses chaos magic to do this, and which is essentially just crazy because, like we said, the Chthon and Shumagorath are both lords of chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
So that means her powers are tapping into their realm.
Exactly.
Which means that she could probably use the Darkhold much better
than anyone.
Because Darkhold is used for anybody who can use it.
Who can wield magic, basically.
But she could probably just
access it on a whole new level. As it was like originated.
Overall, this episode was just more into depth of magic.
Yeah.
More depth of just like how the story's progressing with Vision.
Yup.
But like the thing is, I'm super excited that the magic keeps on going.
Yeah.
Because that just opens the doors for so many more characters to come in and so many more stories.
Because honestly, I think the White Vision and Hayward are going to be temporary issues in this season, where the supernatural is only going to continue to grow in Doctor Strange 2 and all that. Because Doctor Strange 2, you're going to have obviously Doctor Strange. Maybe he officially becomes the Sorcerer Supreme there, because I don't think we've yet to have him officially title that. So maybe in Doctor Strange 2 is when he officially becomes Sorcerer Supreme, and he helps whatever happens with Wanda, aka now the Scarlet Witch. And another thing is, like in the very beginning, when you see Agatha's mother like go ham, you see her crown appear out of energy. We were talking about maybe we never see Wanda, aka Scarlet Witch, in her crown, but maybe like when she goes ham, you see the energy crown. And then we said that before we watched the episode, like a while back, like a few weeks ago. We talked about it.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we'd be like,
and then next thing you know, we see it
here with Agatha's mother, and we're like, So that's we're pretty spot on about that. That's probably exactly what's gonna happen.
Our Disney's listening to whatever we fucking said.
Which is cool. Just give us credit, man.
Yes, Scarlet Witch's powers are mutant in a sense, but it's also magic.
Yeah.
So technically,
she was born.
So I think what they're gonna do,
the connection to the magic.
Yeah, so I think what they're gonna do is they're not gonna show us the mutant side about it yet. I think they're gonna focus more on like her power. The reason why she has powers is because she can tap into magic easily. Yeah. And since she was a very young girl. Yeah. Also, one other thing, which I also we're talking about, is we'll get the reason why she's so into sitcoms. Why the whole entire show is why the show literally why it starts with Dick Van Dyke and it's been just progressing. Is because literally her father and like they had a movie night or TV night. They would only speak English. Like it was a cute ass like family scene that ended horribly. Oh yeah, no. And then like she even went to like Dick Van Dyke season 2 episode 21, the Walnut episode like. She knew what she wanted. Like it was cute. We get we get basically how she was obsessed with like sitcoms. And then it even plays on later when you get that beautiful line from Vision where he's like, "That's just love persevering." That shit hit because we both looked at each other like, "Love you." But like, and then you see her watching like Malcolm in the Middle. Like it just shows like one thing that she always goes back to is like she could put on like a show, a sitcom, and it kind of brings her like some kind of peace because it brings her to this happy memory. And then it adds to the line where like it's not all bad, there's good. Like the emotions you're feeling are just the fact that you still love them. It's just love continued. Like it's just this ongoing thing. And I was like, goddamn bitch. Vision, you're brand new to this world and you're spitting facts. But not that being said, do you agree, disagree with either of our theories, thoughts, comments, questions, concerns down below? How are you liking the show so far? The bar for the Marvel Cinematic Universe shows has been set with WandaVision, making the Falcon and Winter Soldier have to hit all that. Loki, She-Hulk, like I said, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, all the ones that are just like all those Marvel shows that are coming. The WandaVision is setting that bar stupid high. But no, let us know down below. Until next time, stay safe, be well, adios, goodbye.